And why is perfectionism prevalent in the legal profession?
Lawyers are required to do very high level work. You have a lot depending on your decisions, the advice that you give. There's a lot at stake, so it does need to be made to be correct. In order to get through the law degree, there's a lot of information that needs to be taken in, and it has to be done well to do well in the profession and to start to make your mark. So the legal environment, perfectionism is conducive to that, and it's also then reinforced because of the consequences if you make a mistake once you're a practitioner. So the way that then manifests in the workplace is quite often that people will be highly ambitious to do well, and ambition is a good thing, but it's an ambition that's comes out of fear is when it's perfectionism. And so they'll set themselves extremely high targets, sometimes quite unrealistic targets, and strive to make sure that they're working incredibly hard to achieve those targets. They may spend far too much time on one particular task, or actually not start doing some tasks because they're too scared that they won't do it well enough. There's a lot of critical comparison within yourself that goes on with perfectionists, and also comparing yourself to somebody else. So a perfectionist will sometimes look at a practitioner who's been practicing for 5 or 10 years more than them and expect to be doing it at that same level there, and then start to say, well, I'm not doing well enough, so I need to be even more perfect at what I do, and putting more pressure on them.
Can perfectionism be helpful at all in the legal profession?
Absolutely. It can be very, very helpful because you produce high quality work. And it's important to realise that you can be a good lawyer without being overly perfectionistic. So it's when it becomes problematic that we have an issue. So doing high quality work, being concerned and not being sloppy is pretty important when you're in the legal profession. So there's a point at which it's actually beneficial. It's when we overstep that mark and it starts preventing us from achieving the work that we need to do, or impacting negatively on our output, or taking up a lot of our thought space so that we're not able to make clear decisions, that we then start to have a problem.
And over time, if a person is overly perfectionistic, constantly concerned about making a mistake or fear of failure, that doesn't sound like a really healthy, sustainable mindset to be in.
No, because over time it will actually lead to increased stress and anxiety, very strongly linked to depression and to low mood. And certainly it beats your self-esteem down as well, because you start to think that you're not good enough, and then putting on much more pressure to do better than you ordinarily would. So realising that people are human is one of the key things, and in order to remain balanced, and that's the key to it. It's okay to have some perfectionistic traits. It's also most important, though, to be a lawyer who is well balanced and who's able to trust their judgment, to be able to hand over work when it's done to the standard that's required without a fear of it being sloppy or not good enough.